Welcome everybody to Hornet Highlights. I'm Matt Ryan, the principal at East Hartford High School. Today I'm joined by two juniors, the class of 2025, Jenna Walton and Josh Ikechukwu. And we are here today, especially with these two celebrating, because the last night we were able to celebrate you guys at the Board of Education meeting for earning the CAPS Award, which is a superintendent's award for the state of Connecticut. Congratulations. And that award is based on three things: leadership, academics, and service. And so you guys, your counselors and some adults in the building recommended you, wrote some phenomenal things about you, and so we presented to the board last night. But let's start with, you can pick one of the three areas: leadership, academics, or service. Jenna, we could start with you. So when we talk about leadership, academics, and service, which one do you think is the strength for you?
I'd have to go for leadership. I think that's something that I'm very involved in at East Hartford, from summer leadership and Connections Plus and Adventures in Connections. I think those are some of the things that I've done that is very important to me.
Yeah. So how did you get involved? So you've been in the leadership program all 4 years?
Yes.
So you went back when you were a freshman?
Yes.
In 8th grade to 9th grade, you did the leadership alliances?
Yeah.
Okay.
So it was actually my brother. He had done it as a freshman, the summer leadership program. So when I was coming into high school, my mom wanted me to do it as well. And I really enjoyed it, so I've kept it up for the next 2 years.
That's
afterward.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So you've been doing that the whole time?
Yes.
And then this year you said you're doing adventures in the gym?
That was last year.
Okay, last year as a junior you did that. And then this year I'm
doing Connections Plus.
So you're in with the freshmen?
Yes.
So how's that experience?
It's been pretty good so far. I really like connecting with the freshmen and being able to guide them.
Yep.
And
That's great.
Just being a mentor.
Awesome. And Josh, you were, I believe, in what I read last night, you were also in the Connections Plus group?
Yeah, as a freshman and as a sophomore.
Okay, very good, very good. And so when you think of leadership, academics, or service, which one do you kind of gravitate towards?
I would say academics. That's always been something my mom's pushed towards me. Even as a kid, she
Okay.
said, academics comes before everything. So sports, or your friends, you have to make sure your grades are up before you focus on anything else. So that's always what I've been focused on.
So how do you do that? Because you both play sports and you're involved in service. Josh, how do you balance that? What's your priorities, and what's a couple strategies that you use to keep organized?
Before, I didn't really have a plan. Freshman year, I know that I struggled a lot more compared to my other years because I didn't really have a plan to manage my time. But as I continued out through high school, I started writing down all my assignments and things I have to do in my notes in my phone. Because even if I didn't use a planner, because even if I did, sometimes I would forget, but I know I wouldn't forget to check my phone. So that's why I put it in my notes.
So when you go to your phone, you go to the actual notes thing and you type everything in there, and that's where you go and check the stuff?
Yeah.
Okay.
I try to section my time so that once I come back from school, that I focus on my work before I start doing what I want to do, go on my phone, hang with my friends, stuff like that.
Nice. So when we talk about service, you both obviously have some service in school and out of school. What's the driving factor there for you, Jenna? Are you checking a box with service, or what do you get out of it, or what do you like about it?
Well, at first, I think that's what it was I was trying to complete my hours. I wanted to get that done.
Sure.
But now, I don't know, it's just something that makes me feel good, giving back to the community and stuff. Especially because I've been in Girl Scouts my whole life. That's just something that's come natural to me and stuff, is wanting to give back. And,
all right.
do
So
good.
are you still part of the Girl
Yes,
Scouts?
I am.
So what does that look like as far as a time commitment?
It's not as prominent as it was before.
Okay.
I'm still an active member, but we don't do too much. I think we're gonna do maybe 2 service projects this school year, activities, but that's about it.
Okay.
I personally want to go for my Gold Award, which is one of the highest awards you can earn.
Is that the equivalent to an Eagle Scout, the Gold Award?
Yes.
For Boy Scouts?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. It's
So that's
an 80-hour community service project you do by yourself.
Yeah.
So that's my big plan. That's going to be my involvement with Girl Scouts.
That's cool.
Yeah.
And when would you try to get that done by?
With the idea that I have, I need to be doing it actually executing my plan over the summer,
Okay.
this coming summer. So that's what I'm going to do during the winter, is planning
Is it a
And,
secret, or do you get to tell us?
It's a secret.
It's a
It's a
secret.
secret.
Tell us. Okay.
You'll find out.
Okay, I can't wait. I can't wait for that.
Yeah.
That'll be great. That'll be great. Josh, what about you with your service? I know I read that you have done some rec league coaching for like little kids.
Yeah, I did that last year.
Okay.
I would coach little kids. I think they were like first to second grade, so it wasn't like too hands-on. You just let them play.
Yeah.
You know, let them scrimmage and have fun.
They must love that with you, though.
Yeah. Yeah, I tried to connect with them, make sure they didn't think like that was gonna be scary. I know I have a scary-looking appearance, so especially the first and second graders. So I tried to just let them play.
That's awesome. That's great. So here at East Harbor High School, you guys have been involved with all aspects of the school. What's a piece of advice? I mean, you're taking the most out of high school that you can, right? And so, like, other kids, like, how do you do that? Like, what's something that drives you to kind of be well-rounded?
When I started high school, I had this like idea that I was only going to get out of high school what I put into it. So if I didn't do any after-school activities, if I didn't play a sport, like I wasn't going to get anything out of it. So that's kind of become my like driving factor, is that I want to make the most of my time here. I want to enjoy my time here. I want to do my best.
Yeah, that's great. What about you, Josh?
As for being well-rounded, when I came into high school, I had the mindset that if I'm gonna do something, I want to be the best I can at it. So no matter what I do, I want to try my hardest and do what I can. So with academics, I wanted to stay on top of it so I could then put all my effort into my sports. So I wanted to be the best in my sports and in my academics, which is a tall task, but it was really what I was focused on coming into high school. So to be honest, I didn't really talk as much to my friends as I do now because I was so focused on the things I have to do in my assignments and my sports that I didn't really have time for socializing. At least I didn't think I had time. But I started to focus more on that as I started to grow up and get closer with the people around me.
That's great. You found a balance. It seems like you both have found a balance. And so being well-rounded and taking advantage of all the opportunities, who would you say is like the strongest influence on you? You know, like in your life, like who influences you the most in your life?
I'd say it's my mom. She's the person I live with, and she's always pushing me to do better, to do my best, to be involved, to do things. So I think that she's had the most positive impact, and definitely the strongest impact on me throughout like my time in high school.
That's
and just
great.
like school in general.
Seeing you with your mom, I could tell that you guys have a
Yeah.
powerful relationship.
Yeah.
That's great. What about you, Josh?
It's definitely my mom too.
All
She's
right.
always pushed me to become the best academically that I can. I know my siblings were kind of hating on me. They were kind of saying, because when I was a kid, and
Yeah.
I would get good grades. They were saying, "Oh, you're just in elementary school." And then I got good grades in middle school, and they just said, "Oh, you're just in middle school." Then I got good grades in high school. They said the same thing. But my mom's always kind of pushed me and kind of gave me props for what I've been doing. So I've always been thinking that I've been doing a good thing, which is why I wanted to keep it going.
That's great to have that powerful influence. That's awesome. Also, you guys have older siblings. How much do you think that has played in? Like, I don't know if you're competitive, like I was competitive with my siblings, or is it like mutual respect? Like, how's that work with your siblings?
I think mine, it is a little bit competitive. I mean, we're siblings. It's
Yeah.
just kind of like the sibling nature. But it's definitely mutual respect. Like, my older brother, my only sibling, he's so proud of me, and I know he shows it, and I love that. And I'm also so proud of him and, like, what he's doing in college and everything, and how he's handling, like, and adjusting to change.
Great. That's great.
Yeah.
How about you, Josh?
My older siblings do not care. I think I could tell them my GPA right now. They would just say cool and go back to what they're doing. But I think they realize that I'm doing good in school, which is why they don't really check up on me. They don't really feel like they need to,
Right.
which I see and respect.
That's great. All right, so you guys are one quarter through your junior year. Next year at this time, right, we're going to be in the process of planning out your post-secondary plans. So what's your next steps? You're going to continue being great students at East Hartford High School, participating in athletics, leadership, right, service, and then what's next for Jenna Walton?
I want to apply to a 4-year college.
Okay.
I don't really know what I want to do though. Definitely a STEM program, but
Okay.
that's really about all I know so far.
Women in STEM is a great need.
Yeah, it is.
That's great.
So,
That's awesome. And you don't have any like kind of like what school you want to go to, like a dream school or anything like that?
not really.
How about like where? Are you I'm going close to home or I'm going as far away as possible?
I definitely want to stay in like the New England area,
Okay.
somewhere on the East Coast, so I can be close enough to my family.
Sure.
But a little away from home would be good.
Good. That's great. And Josh, what about you? What are we thinking?
So it took me a while to figure out like what I really wanted to do. I knew I really wanted to go to a 4-year college, but I didn't really know what path I was going to take. Because the way I looked at it, if I was doing good in all my classes, I didn't really have a specific topic that I was particularly interested in. So it took me a while to figure out what I really wanted to do, but I've narrowed it down. First, I considered business, but my mom's in business, and
Okay.
she told me that if you went into business, it would take a while to build yourself up and to get to where you wanted to be. She said that I had the potential to start off strong, and that's what she wanted me to do. So I was thinking more in the engineering path. It's not set, but it's what I'm looking at right now.
Nice.
And as for colleges, I'm not looking at specific colleges yet. I have like colleges that I'm interested in. I know College Board has like a program where you can choose what colleges you can apply to.
Yeah.
And so that's what I'm utilizing right now. And I'm going to look more in depth in my list and see where I want to go. But I definitely want to stay around this area. And even if I didn't want to, my mom wants me to stay here.
She does, right? She does. Well, what about sports in college? Is that something that you would think about playing, or you want to focus just on academics?
That is something I would think about playing. But what I want to do is hopefully I can get a scholarship from any of my 3 sports. So that's kind of been my plan ever since I entered the high school.
Right.
I wanted to do my best in academics and athletics so I can get a scholarship from both ends.
Yep.
And that would make it easier to decide which college I would go to.
Definitely. Well, you guys are both, like we said, well-rounded, but excelling in all the areas. We're super proud of you. Jenna and Josh, thanks for joining me
Thank you.
on Hornet Highlights.